The big one is finally here, the World Cup predictions for Qatar this winter. Comment below your predictions. How are you feeling, Thug Dad?
I'm feeling great. I can't wait to get to Qatar and watch some football.
Well, we need 20k likes first. We're not getting on a flight without 20k likes. Group A is looking tasty. It includes the hosts. Who have you got in fourth place?
I'm afraid it has to be Qatar, Theo. They are managed by Bas, aren't they? A Spanish coach.
Yeah.
They've actually done quite well this year, but the squad, it's not very good. I'm sorry, fourth place.
I'm moving Qatar to fourth place on Optimillions. You know what that is, Dad?
Oh, tell me about it.
Well, Optimillions, first link in description, you give your predictions, you can win $1 million. If you get everything right on their form, you can win real money, and it's as much as $1 million if you're spot on with your predictions. People always say to me, they roast us in the comments, this is your chance, guys, and you can win some money. So get involved with Opta, first link in description. It's a really interesting form, and we're filling it out with our predictions. I sometimes feel as if a host nation always over-exceeds what they should get. So maybe they could sneak something, who knows?
And third place, Theo, I'm going with Senegal.
What?
And I'm sorry about this. It's because Sadio Mane is injured. Now, I know they've got good players like Mendy, Koulibaly, Ismail Assar, but for that reason, Mane injured, third place.
I think you're crazy, Dad. Senegal losing Sadio Mane just opens another space for another top-class winger within that squad depth in Senegal. Bamba Dieng, Famara Jeju. Are you forgetting the quality? Jeju scores goals against Bolton every time we're in the Championship. Bamba Dieng is a quality striker for Marseille. They've got the depth, Dad. Having said all that, I've also put Senegal third. I had to play devil's advocate there. I think they'll crumble without Mane. Second place, I bet we've both gone with Ecuador.
We have, Theo. Now, Ecuador this year have been the draw specialists.
Yeah.
They're very good at grinding out results. 6 draws out of 9 games. They've got players like Hinsapi, Estupinan, and Saicedo. So a lot of Brighton fans, I think, will be Ecuador fans for the World Cup.
I think what people like to do is write off Ecuador. They laugh at them. They say they've got not enough squad depth, not enough qualities to compare to the Netherlands and Senegal. They're not going to make it to the knockout. This is the year they surprise everybody. They're almost underdogs for both of us. And it's funny we agree on this. The likes of Hinsapi in defence, people won't know about him, but they will after the tournament. Estupinan at left back. Saicedo, the Brighton duo, at holding midfield. When you have that defensive-minded quality, that's why they're the draw specialists. They don't concede many.
And I think they've got a chance of winning the group. I think on their day, they can at least draw with the Netherlands.
First place where we've both put the Netherlands. Now, I'm excited to watch the new boys.
Yes.
Xavi Simon, Cody Gakpo, the PSV duo, who played a big role in beating Arsenal in Europa. But not just that, they've got talent all over the field, don't they?
They do, Theo, and they are managed by Van Gaal these days.
Yes.
They've got Delete, they've got VVD, that's Ake. That is just the centre-backs there.
Danjuma was a Champions League goal-scoring mastermind last season, and Dumfries. How good was he at the Euros? Now, the Netherlands at the group of the Euros smashed it. They got all their points they needed. We're going to save our knockout predictions for a later stage in the video, but we agree on first in Group A. Group B is massive, more than you believe. You've got a fact about it.
I have, and this might surprise a few people, Theo, but if you look at the FIFA rankings, this is the group of death. Add up the FIFA rankings of all the groups. This is the one with the lowest number.
Who's in fourth place? Who's going out without a chance of qualification?
No question here, it's the United States of America, Theo. Do you know why? Because the ball is not shaped like that in football. The American people, they call this game soccer. What is soccer? It's football, so you don't even name the game right, yeah? American people love their sport, but it's sport with that shaped ball, or with a baseball, or going out on the ice. They don't care about football, and that's why they're fourth.
Look at the Leeds talents. Weston McKennie, Captain America, the LeBron James of soccer. Dad, the Americans, you're underestimating them.
Soccer, football, is like the 10th or the 20th most popular sport.
But when the World Cup comes around, the whole nation gathers, and that's why it's going to be so fiery. My fourth place is Iran.
Really?
Yes.
But Theo, in Iran, folk are passionate about the game.
But in Iran right now, they're dealing with a war. There is a clear lack of understanding between the national team. At one stage they were going to be kicked out. That affects the mental fight of going into a tournament like this, not knowing if you're really going to be there. And Azmoun is injured.
Yes.
So Taremi's not going to have a striking partner duo. There's a lot of problems, and I wish them the best of luck. But they're my fourth place. And it brings us nicely on to third.
Theo, I'm going to surprise a lot of people here, and maybe this isn't sensible. Third place is Wales.
You've put Iran to qualify for the knockout.
You've got Gareth Bale, Theo, who, will he show up for this World Cup? Will he show up?
Of course he bloody will. He's chilling on the beach playing golf in America. This is his main event.
So he's playing over in the States, so you think he's going to turn up?
Yeah, that helps him because he's resting. He's not being overplayed by Premier League and European matches. Those are the players that won't perform. The third place for me is going to be USA. USA. I think they've got enough quality, but I do not believe in their manager. Neither do the US fans.
My second place is Iran. Now, I know that the bookmakers disagree on this. The manager is Carlos Queiroz, Theo. He is a very good manager. We know about his time at Manchester United, don't we? I just think the passion of that nation, of those footballers, it really matters, especially when the nation is going through such a difficult time. But I think this group will be so close.
So the factor that I demean the nation you're actually using will be a bonus for them, will actually help them because they've got more motivation fighting a war.
Now, that means that England will win the group. But I don't think they're going to win all 3 games. It wouldn't surprise me if they win 1 and draw 2.
Right.
I think they'll just sneak it.
I'm flicking things around on the Optimillion. Wales second, England first. First of all, Wales are going to be second. I think with a big player like Gareth Bale, rested up from winning the MLS Cup final, 128th minute winner. He's going to be fired up. He will be crucial to the tournament. I think he'll score a couple. And England first place. Everyone's going to write us off. People laughing at us that we called up Maguire and we didn't bring up Tomori. Do you know what? Considering the circumstances, I'm actually happy that Gareth Southgate picked all the main players and brought James Maddison. He adds something different and new to our midfield in that 10 role. If Mount isn't smashing it, we've got options. It adds competition that can improve everybody. I think we've got a really good training complex in Qatar as well. So everything is looking up Millhouse for us. First place would be a joy. It won't be a walkover.
No.
If you look at the percentages, as you said, the FIFA standings show England are most likely to win the group, but we could easily fall all the way down to 3rd or something. The main thing is our big hitters, Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford, they're all fit. They're motivated, they're ready to go, they're chilled out. As much as there's many European and Premier League matches this season, I think their priority will be the Qatar World Cup.
And my 4th place, Theo, is Saudi Arabia. Now, they've got a good coach in Hervé Renard, Theo. He's been there a few years. And one good thing about Saudi Arabia, most of the players seem to play for Al Hilal. So they will know each other. But overall, you look at their squad and it doesn't really impress.
They play 4-3 attacking style football. And like you said, a lot of the players play together for Al Hilal. So they could surprise in what could be the group of death. Who's your 3rd place?
I'm going to go with Poland, just Theo. Now, I know they've got some good players in there. We know all about Szczesny, Bednarek, Mati Cash, Zielinski. But I think it's going to be very tight between them and Mexico. And I'm putting Poland 3rd.
I find it crazy how the Polish manager wanted Argentina in his group. And he got him. Mishnowitz will bring Poland to 3rd. I'm sorry. It's going to be so close. That match versus Mexico will decide everything. But I'm backing the Central Americans.
And I agree with you, Theo, which means that 2nd place is probably Mexico, isn't it, Theo?
I also agree.
But you know what? I actually think Mexico can win this group. They could be the dark horses.
Well, the last time Mexico played Poland, they went to Poland's backyard and they got a result. So that will actually fire up the Polish lads to get a result. But it shows Mexico have that class. The last World Cup against Germany, they beat them. In 2010, they beat France. And the story this time round, could they beat Argentina? I'm going to say no, but they can easily hold them out for a draw. They've got quality players like Herzing Lozano, who I watched this year for Napoli. He's still on top form.
I like Edson Alvarez as well, a defensive midfielder from Ajax. There's some good players in that squad, and I agree. Mexico-Argentina could easily be a draw.
Argentina, we agree in 1st.
We do, Theo, and you know why. They've got 3 players called Martinez, and Martinez. And they've got Lionel Messi on top of that. You look at the Argentina squad, it's dangerous. They can win this tournament.
Paulo Dybala makes it.
Yes.
And I don't think he even starts. I don't think he starts. But to have that squad depth in Qatar, that'll be special.
It would be amazing if Messi, this could be his last World Cup. It'll probably be his last World Cup. Can he win it?
We were just reading a football analyst who predicts the stock market. He called 2014 and 2018 correct perfectly in the World Cup.
Wow.
He said for 2022, Argentina are going to win the World Cup. And guess who they'll beat in the final?
I don't know. Who is it?
England.
No way.
It's like we've won, but at what cost?
40 years since the Falklands War between Argentina and England. Oh, my goodness.
Dad, you didn't have to bring that up.
That would be amazing. Group D now. And I tell you what, Theo, I feel I'm going to win the Optimillion.
No, you're not.
And then I'm going to quit this channel and go off and lie on a beach.
You're banned from Optimillionaires now.
Optimillion, come on. It is in the link in the description.
But Group D, who's your 4th?
Well, again, Theo, for this reason, it's Australia. Because in Australia, soccer's not the game, is it? It's American football. They punt one of these around.
Dad, you're a mug. They are going to be the underdog of the tournament. They're going to fight, and find a way.
Theo, their best players are Aaron Moy and the Cum Dog.
This is where we're going to be different. For my Group D 4th place, it's going to be Tunisia. They did well. They got to an Arab Cup final. They've got a solid defence, usually low scoring, but I don't think they compare with the other 3 teams in this group. It's not easy.
Well, I'm going to talk about Tunisia now because I've got them 3rd. The bookies would agree agree
Wow.
with you, Theo.
Okay, fine.
The bookies would put them fourth. But Hannibal, you're a fan of Hannibal.
He's
playing
plays
at
in the
Birmingham.
Championship, you
Theo,
mug.
he's a Man United player on loan at Birmingham. He's 19 years old. You like him.
The fact you pointed out a second league player just shows their weaknesses. My third place, you're not going to like this.
Go on.
It's France.
No, it's not.
France out at the group stages.
I'm
From
sorry,
winners
wait a minute,
to
wait a minute.
nothing.
Is Beadle about?
Laugh at me.
Is Beadle about? Wait, he is about. Beadle is about. Look,
Beadle's back.
you're
Go
winding
on.
me up. You said France a third.
Dad,
who's your real
Hero
third?
to 0. No more partying. They're going to be crashing out the group stages.
Dembele,
and everybody will laugh at me.
Coman, and
Laugh at me,
Kunku,
laugh at me.
Griezmann, Mbappe, Benzema. That's just the forward line. I've not even mentioned the defenders. France have got a superb squad. They can win it.
If you're playing FIFA with it, I'm sure you'd win everything.
They are-
But we're talking real life. We're talking chemistry. We're talking egos. We're talking only 11 players on the pitch, and the ones on the bench are going to be annoyed if they're good footballers. When you have 26 good footballers, you have a fiery dressing room. Not everybody can play under Deschamps, and because of that, it is going to be all goes wrong. Third place, crashed out the tournament. Remember I said this. You not know about the curse. When you win the World Cup, you lose in the group stage. That has been a running effect since 2006.
Theo, after that prediction, you're not winning the Opta Million, I tell you that.
Oh, God.
Second place is Denmark, Theo. And
Wait, so France has won your group? Oh, you're a mug.
Denmark can win this group because I look
Okay.
at some of the players: Joachim Andersen, Christiansen, Højbjerg, Eriksson.
Yeah.
Especially Eriksson because he is a world-class player.
And they were the underdogs of the Euros to get to a semi-final, just narrowly lost to England in our own backyard.
Denmark are one of those European teams that you never want to play.
The one to beat France to the top 2 to the knockouts. It's Australia. Good day, mate. Jason Cumdog. Absolute scenes.
All I can say is put another prawn on the lack of ball knowledge.
What? Thogdad, you're a mug. Tim Cahill, he's already out in Qatar. He's sniffing a bear. And we got through the IC
Wait, sorry.
qualifiers. And we're now going to make it to second. France got no chance on us, mate.
Why are you doing a Cockney accent?
First place will be Denmark. And the reason being, they have a great defence, as we mentioned, really good quality in midfield and forward line. They were the underdog of the Euros, and they will win the group. They will not go far in the knockouts, but they'll do very well in the group.
Group E now, and my fourth place is the beautiful nation of Costa Rica, Theo.
Great, I mean, beautiful place. Great to travel there.
Gorgeous,
You've been
mate.
there, haven't you?
I've been there, and I adore it. But football out there, Theo, they are so passionate about it.
And they're the happiest country in the world. Everybody there is just loving life.
Because they've got Keylor Navas in goal, that's why.
Oh, yeah, he stops everything. My man's a legend. They're very defensive. They will sit back against you. They want to keep it low scoring, but realistically, they will end fourth.
Third place, I've gone for Japan.
Oh, third place, I've gone Japan as well.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because there's so much European dominance in this group with Spain and Germany. They are such a good nation at playing together and grinding out results. We've seen it, Japan have it in the World Cup. They turn up. You've seen it more than me, right?
That is the culture of Japan. Part of their amazing culture is this teamwork, the ability to work together.
They're
It's
the
not about
opposite of
stars.
France. Nobody wants to be the main star of the show like Ronaldo does in most Manchester United games, and that's part of the problem. He's been awful this season. I think if there's an upset, Japan could seriously sneak second. We know how good Mitoma is.
Yes.
Mitoma for Brighton.
Oh my goodness.
Recently, he's been unreal under De Zerbi. And if he can keep up that form in the World Cup, which he's only just broken onto the scene, so I think he will.
And I tell you what, when the World Cup was held in Japan and South Korea, Japan surprised a lot of people.
Yeah. I was thinking about dragging him on the Opta scale.
Yes.
But the percentages I learned from Opta, it's too unlikely, but good luck to Japan. I would love an upset there.
So I want to talk a little bit about Spain, Theo, because they're 8-1 to win the tournament. Now, I know, you look at their team sheet, Laporte, Rodri, who's a brilliant player, Pedri, Gavi, Ansu Fati. There's obviously some very good players in there. I've got this weird feeling that they're not going to do very well. I think they'll sneak through the group, and then they're going out.
They don't have a striker
there you go, that's
who
it.
scores goals. My second place is Spain, like you.
Yes.
And that allows us to put Germany in first. The one man in Germany who's going to shine, Musiala. And also, there's so many Bayern players. They already know how to play with each other. Why do they quake for Germany?
Well, this is the funny thing about Germany. You look at the squad, Theo, and it is frightening in all positions.
Yeah.
Ranked 11 in the world by FIFA. They could win it. And, back in the olden days, Theo, I always used to predict Germany to win.
Can I say I'm so excited that they've brought Moukoko, Adeyemi along.
Yeah.
The youth. The ones they can bring off the bench to cause something special. That's what Germany always lacked. When we played Germany in the Euros, they had no one to bring on to change the game.
Yes.
And Ginter was at centre-back, for God's sake. It's a completely different team now. Players like Schlotterbeck, David Raum, they are smashing it. And I think Germany could easily win this group.
Group F now, my fourth place has got to be Canada, managed by an Englishman called John Herdman. But the problem with Canada, apart from Alphonso Davies, they've not really got recognisable players.
I know the comments will go mad at us for putting Canada in fourth, but I do agree. Alphonso Davies will play in a more attacking position. Jonathan David can score goals, but it's not about that. They've gone to places in very difficult conditions to qualify.
Yes.
And they made it through, and it's because the team understand each other very well. But the quality of opponents in the World Cup go up a level, and this is what the Canadians don't realise. They will end fourth, they'll put up a fight, but in the end, they can't compete.
Theo, I'm going to surprise you with third place, because these guys actually came second 4 years ago.
Are you serious?
Croatia will finish in third place.
What?
And I don't know why I think that. Maybe I'm just trying to be a little bit difficult. I know they've got Gvardiol, Brozovic, Kovacic, and of course Luka Modric. But Luka Modric can't perform every single week.
Modric is not going out at the group stages. Are you mad? The one problem they have is they don't have a goal scorer. They don't have that one man to score the goals, but they clearly have the quality. I'll be honest, my third place is Morocco. And I may have been unreasonable with them. They've got a new manager. They had problems. And now they've fixed it. Ziyech is in the squad. After he fell out with the previous coach. So now they've refreshed everything. Everyone's motivated to do well. I've got to be real with you. They are a great team. Hakimi, Boufal, Tissoudali. We watched them during AFCON, and they have pace. They are quality. They didn't win it, but I believe they can go far in the World Cup. But for now, I'm putting them third. It was a real close one between them and Croatia. Who's your second place?
Well, Theo, you've also got to mention On-Nesyri from Sevilla. Bono in goal. I just think there might be a Ziyech masterclass on the day against Croatia. It'll come down to that game.
They actually have a good squad full of players from top 5 leagues, don't they?
They do, Theo, which means that the first place, of course, is Belgium. It's always a Belgium.
It's always a Belgian. I've got Croatia in second. That was obvious. And Belgium in first. I'm sorry. In the build-up to this, I thought Belgium would crash out, aging squad. But it seems like in the last few months, loads of new boys have broken onto the scene. Trossard.
Yes.
How is he scoring so many goals? He's scored more than Gabriel Jesus in a top of the league Arsenal team.
And also Feiss at Leicester, the centre-back. Oh my goodness, how good does he look?
He saved Leicester.
His passion for the game is astonishing.
He came under Brendan Rodgers and changed that club. And he will do the same for Belgium. They've got enough there to finish first in this group.
Tielemans is going to score a goal from 40 yards. We know that.
Almost,
he does it every week.
Almost every game.
Might surprise people. They're ranked number 2 in the world, Belgium. I don't think they're going to win it.
They were first.
I know they were.
But they never win it in big competitions. They always fall away.
Group G, and some people call this the group of death. And I tell you what, if you want to win the Optimillion, good luck with this group, Theo. I tell you what.
It could go any way. Even Brazil could bottle it.
Fourth place. And it saddens me, Theo. An African team called Cameroon. Not enough there these days. I mean, they've got the likes of Brian Mbeumo, Anguissa, Onana in goal. They've got some good players, but not enough depth.
Look, Abubakar was banging them in when they hosted AFCON, but I don't think they're good enough to compete at World Cup stage. I'll be looking forward to it. They eliminated Algeria from getting to the World Cup, and they had a great campaign in 2021, winning most of their games. But when you're playing against the world's best, especially in the group of death, I think they'll finish fourth. Who's your third?
Well, it might surprise you a little bit, this, Theo, but it's Switzerland.
Ooh.
Now, I know Granit Xhaka's playing great at the
You've
moment.
put Switzerland below Serbia.
You've got, of course, Akanji Elvedi at the back, haven't you? You've got some good players in that Switzerland squad.
Dad, Switzerland always perform. They knocked out France last Euro.
Theo, but they're an ageing team. Now, we saw them at Wembley, and they were good, and Xhaka was superb that day. I just think they're going to fall slightly short.
However, I'll confirm here too, I think they're going to go third, out of the World Cup.
Which means that in second place...
Has to be Serbia. Please say Serbia.
I'm saying Serbia. And
we agree.
And I previously said that Croatia are going out, so I can't go back to Croatia now. But Serbia, I look at that team. Milinkovic, Savic is in there. Tadic, you've got Vlahovic. Hopefully he's fit.
To qualify for the World Cup, they literally eliminated Portugal. Mitrovic last-minute goal. He might be injured for the first few games, by the way, but they got Vlahovic. Once again, injured, but he should be back for the first match.
And it all comes down to that game, doesn't it, between Switzerland and Serbia.
Yeah. To add to that, Dad, the Swiss men knocked Serbia out the World Cup last time. Who's your first? It has to be Brazil, because there's the only one left.
It has to be Brazil, and we don't have to say anything. I'll just read out a few names, shall I, Theo?
Yeah.
Alisson, Ederson, Marquinhos, Bruno Guimaraes, Fabinho, Vinny Jr., Neymar, Gabriel Jesus. We could go on and on and on, couldn't we?
Ederson, Alisson. Imagine having that goalkeeper competition.
I know.
Centre-backs that have won the Champions League, midfielders that are shining all over the European top 5 leagues. Brazil are the favourites. They are the most likely to win the tournament for a reason. They all seem proper positive. Now, Brazilian nature, they just seem to have a joke, have a laugh. What makes you say they won't bottle it?
The whole world wants to see Brazil do well because they're exciting. They always have been exciting since the 1950s.
And they're undefeated undefeated in the World Cup Carnival qualifiers.
Yes.
So it's not like they aren't doing it in the off days. 14 wins, 3 draws.
The Brazilian people, Theo, they live, eat and breathe football.
Facts.
It matters to them. It's
does.
life-changing. It's a culture. It's a religion. I put South Korea in 4th place. And it's
Fourth?
a simple... Yeah,
No,
simple...
Heung-min Son is going. He's back. He's back in the team. He'll play the first game, I promise you.
Okay, well, it's too late to change. South Korea 4th.
It is too late to change.
Apart from that hat-trick, he's
Yeah.
not been playing very well.
I'm going 4th, Ghana. And maybe that would have been different if Hudson Odoi and Eddie Nketiah didn't snub them to play at the World Cup. They do have Tarek Lamptey, Inaki Williams, great bit of business there.
Well,
but
Theo, let me
Thomas
take
Partey,
you
yeah,
up
go
on
on.
this. Thomas Partey,
Yeah.
Amati, Salisu, they've got some good players, particularly at the back. They might be hard to break down, Ghana.
but they don't have a player like Heung-min Son. Hwang Ki-chan, all the boys, they'll team together. I tell you, they will cause an upset. And Kim Min-jae at the back is so good, which is why I've put South Korea in 3rd above them. And I think South Korea could be one of those teams who qualify from 3rd place with 4 points.
Yes.
Because I know they'll pick up points from somewhere. They're so hard working. And it's going to be carnage when Ghana play Uruguay. Because remember in 2010, I cried at the TV.
Yes.
I don't often cry. I cried at the TV when I saw Luis Suarez stop that goal from going in. And
Yeah.
there was a penalty which they ended up missing. Ghana always fight till the end.
Yeah.
They were shocking in AFCON.
Yes.
That's why I put them that low. Who's your 2nd place?
Do you know what, Theo? It might surprise you. It is Portugal.
Dad, they've got Ronaldo, Rafael Leão, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes. Are you mad?
Ruben Diaz, João
Yeah.
Cancelo,
wow.
Neves. We talked about Bernardo and Bruno. They've got some brilliant players. And Cristiano Ronaldo. Look how they struggled to even get to this tournament.
They are struggling with their manager Santos, Fernando
Yes.
Santos. Most of the Portuguese fans have said, look, this is your final chance. If we don't win it, you're going. And I think that's the correct decision. I think they'll do it the day the tournament finishes for them, which will be very early into the knockouts. The fact you had to go to World Cup qualifiers
Yeah.
to make it to the tournament shows I don't think you have the minerals to win it.
Uruguay, Theo, 40-1 to win the tournament. That's worth a fiver to
First
me.
of all, Dad, Ronaldo, is he going to have a good tournament?
I think it's got to the point when he's a little bit old for this game. I think retirement's coming up.
First place, we agree, Uruguay. And what makes you say they're going to win it? They do
Wow.
have some good players, but they're not anywhere near the quality that Portugal have.
I'll give you 4 names. One might be injured. Valverde, Bentancur, Darwin Núñez, and Cavani. When
good.
you've got talent like that, Uruguay are one of those outside dark horses
Yeah.
who might get to the semi-finals. There's going to be one surprise team in the semi-final.
Now Uruguay have got someone new, and the new coach plays attacking, possessive football. And with the players that they have, finally Uruguay feel free. And I
Yeah.
back you. I think they finish 1st.
Tell you what, that Optimillion, that sounds proper, and it links in the description below. Someone's going to win $1 million just
yeah.
for the sake of any Australians and Americans out there. Here's a funny
Hey,
shape
I
off.
put Australia 2nd, so you get
know
that
you
out of
did.
there. Come on, England.
Let's
Go
do
on,
it.
England.
It's
Do a
coming
great
out.
World Cup. Knockout stage predictions coming out. It might have to be a little bit later, though. See you in a bit. Bye.